Amid the spread of the Delta variant, a third dose of the COVID vaccine is now being administered. I'm KIMT News 3's Alex Dieterer live with the question, can we make it through this pandemic yet again?
Students in Rochester Public Schools are going back to school in a couple weeks. How you can secure free school supplies and haircuts this weekend for your child.
And it has been a rather warm and muggy day across the area. Tracking more of that, but we also got a chance of storms in the forecast. A check on that is coming up.
KIMT News 3, coverage you can count on. This is KIMT News 3 at 5.
And thanks so much for joining us for KIMT News 3 at 5. I'm George Mallet.
And I'm Amy Fleming. The Med City finds itself asking yet again, what can we do to slow the spread of COVID-19?
Now, earlier today, KIMT News 3's Alex Dieterer spoke with Mayo Clinic occupational medicine specialist Dr. Melanie Swift to get more answers. Alex.
With just over 50% of the population fully vaccinated, Dr. Swift told me the goal of the Mayo Clinic was to have most people vaccinated. But reminding us that the vaccine is the most and best defense against the COVID vaccine. Dr. Swift said community members must do their part by going back to the ways of masking and social distancing. The spread of the Delta variant has prompted the CDC to recommend a third dose of the primary COVID vaccine to those who are immunocompromised. The FDA has approved a booster shot for those individuals to boost their immunity. But Dr. Swift reminds us that the vaccine is not just to protect ourselves.
Think not just about yourself. Think not just about your community. Think about we have got to all be in this together, do our part to end the global pandemic as well. So I think when we look at the risks and benefits on that broader scale, it becomes much more clear that the benefits clearly point to everyone getting vaccinated if they are at all able to.
With the CDC recommendation of the third dose and the FDA approval of the booster shot, there is hope in the Med City that we can get through this again together. Live in Rochester, Alex Dieterer, KIMT News 3.
Always good to hear from Dr. Swift. We've reported often on this broadcast about breakthrough infections of COVID-19. That's when fully vaccinated people nonetheless contract the virus. This is a good time to reiterate that less than 1%, in fact about 0.004%, of fully vaccinated people have been hospitalized with or have died from COVID-19. That, according to the latest data tracked by the CDC. Well, the latest numbers here from the Minnesota Department of Health show the positivity rate growth is slowing somewhat, but still above the line of caution. MDH reporting 1,163 COVID-19 cases and 5 more deaths. That's bringing the total case count above 630,000. And the death toll to nearly 8,000. The latest data shows that 70.6% of Minnesotans 16 and older have had at least one dose of vaccine, and 92.5% of those 65 and older have had at least one shot as well.
Booster shots are coming, and U.S. health officials say there's evidence the vaccine effectiveness is falling. The director of the CDC and other authorities say an extra dose 8 months after getting your second shot is a priority, and those doses could start the week of September 20th. Those who got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine are still waiting to find out if they need a booster shot, but officials say it's likely they will need them as well.
Thanks to the aggressive actions we have taken to establish our vaccination program, it will be just as easy and convenient to get a booster shot as it is to get a first shot today. We have enough vaccine supply for every American. And you'll be able to get a booster at roughly 80,000 places across the country.
World Health Organization officials are expressing concerns that new variants could continue to pop up in areas where the virus goes unchecked. The Minnesota State Fair isn't requiring masks, but they are urging people to wear them because, as they say, it's the right thing to do. The fair released a statement that says the Minnesota State Fair needs every fair fan to do their part and, most of all, do the right thing. The current health situation is not an ideal backdrop for the Great Minnesota Get-Together tradition. Organizers say they want attendees to make informed decisions before attending the fair. Well, just a nice summer day, lots of warmth today, and it's time now for a weather update. Let's check in with KIMT Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Aaron White. Aaron, what are you tracking?
Well, Amy, I will say I'm tracking more of that sunshine, more of that warmth, and even more of that mugginess as we go into the day tomorrow, even into Friday as well, before we finally see some changes. And that means the chance for some storms, but also more pleasant conditions arriving for the weekend. Right now, though, temperatures are on the warm side into the lower to middle 80s. We got 82 in Rochester, up to 86 in Mason City, 88 degrees in Forest City and Albert Lea. Those are the two warm spots in the upper 80s, even close to 90 degrees in parts of western Minnesota. So it is very warm out there. Winds out of the south about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So a little breeze out there, but overall not too bad. 86 in Mason City right now with a partly cloudy sky. We got 82 in downtown Rochester, seeing a fair amount of sunshine, just a few clouds out there. And for the evening, we're going to stay on the warm side into the mid to upper 70s as we get towards about 9 and 10 o'clock. Clear skies are expected, but as we go into Friday, that's when we're tracking the chance for some showers and storms. I'll talk more about that coming up in my full forecast here in about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Aaron. Rochester Public School students going back to the classroom in less than 2 weeks. To get them ready, parents, local organizations, and businesses are teaming up this weekend for a back-to-school drive and block party. The event to be held at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Park here in Rochester. That's Saturday. There will be school supplies, food, even haircuts, games, and more, all at no cost. Former school teacher Amanda Lipsky is one of the many volunteers making this event happen. It's all to help students transition back to school during this turbulent time.
We all saw that there was a need for people to come together and connect with resources for our kids moving into this school year. So that's what this is about, building those connections to resources for the kids for success throughout the entire year.
It's going to be a big parade beginning at 11 in the morning. Then the event kicks off at 2 in the afternoon and goes until 7 in the evening Saturday. Everyone is asked to wear a mask. Still to come, T-Mobile data records were breached. What information wasn't stolen, according to the company, and what the company's offering for free to customers now.
Plus, Deshaun Watson is being investigated by the FBI. The Houston Texans quarterback is still in the middle of 22 lawsuits for sexual assault and inappropriate behavior accusations. Find out what his lawyer says in this latest update.
And later in the broadcast, protesters and the Taliban fighting in the streets. Why government officials are now concerned about the Biden administration's exit plan.
KIMT News 3 at 5. Your local news with KIMT News 3's Amy Fleming and George Mallet. Tracking storms with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Aaron White. This is KIMT News 3. More local news that is happening now from your community. We are coverage you can count on.